concierge room, or is this your final landing spot here?
This must be so we have guests arriving. So Becky, you can just jump right in.
What I'm trying to find out is, are the contest people also coming to this same link later on?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
I wasn't sure if this is the final Zoom room. That's what I was trying to find out.
This is a Zoom conference link that I received.
This is the final room.
Okay, thank you, Tina. That's what we needed to know.
Okay, I'm going to get started with our warm up. It is 9:47. I have a few minutes, so I'm going to get some table topics out of you guys. We're just going to do a brief introduction, 30 seconds or less. The question is, what is your name? Where are you from? Or you could say what group you're from, or you could say what city you're from, or you could say both. And what do you like to talk about? So I'll kick it off. My name is Becky Fisher. I'm from Miami, Florida, but grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I've got a little tiny bit of a Southern accent left. And what do I like to talk about? I like to talk about all kinds of things. But probably what I know the most about is either turtles or orchids. So either one of those subjects, I'm pretty much a subject expert on. So I will turn the time open to whomever would like to jump in next. Raise your hand. Okay, Nadine, awesome.
Thank you, Becky. My name is Nadine Loken. I'm a member of 3 Toastmasters clubs. I'm interested in talking about, I'm from Wisconsin and I have been in Washington 40 years, and I'm interested in talking about health habits. And most recently, I'm starting to talk about habits in general. Back to you, Becky.
Okay, who's next? We might just have somebody call on the next person. That'd be kind of fun, right? How about you, Bob? You start us off here.
Oh, sure. I'm Bob King. I am currently Division B director. I'm a member of 2 clubs I participate in. My home club is Edmonds Toastmasters. I'm also a member of Leading Edge Toastmasters. I coach confidence builders and I mentor HNTV Sparks. What I like to talk about is getting people to think differently about things, especially about speaking in public. I want to encourage them and share that you don't have to have everything together. You can be an introvert and speak. So that is me, and I'll in good conference tradition, I'll pass it off to Marty.
Thank you, Bob. I'm Marty, and I am originally from Evanston, Illinois, though connection with Becky, I was born in Marrero, Louisiana, but 50 years of absence means I have 0 accent. And I'm here to learn, very excited to put more information about the Speakers Bureau into my head. And I will pass it to Rebecca.
Rebecca Murray.
No, not Rebecca Murray.
Oh, no. We're calling on the next person. You're it.
Oh,
Tag,
sorry.
you're it.
That's so funny. Of course, Rebecca Murray. Thank you so much. Good to see some of you here again today. Some that we saw each other in person in 3D yesterday at the Maidenbauer Center. Very excited to be here and support my good friend and fashion consultant, Angela Barrus. That's all I have to say about that.
You call on someone else, Rebecca.
Oh, I do. Okay. See, I'm late to the party. I'm late to the party today. So in order to do that, let's see. Well, you'll have to tell me who has not been called on. I had problems finding.
There's Linda. She's got her hand up. How's that?
Linda, take it away.
Ready to go in 30 seconds or less. My name, Linda Worthman. I am from Washington. I'm in 5 clubs in Toastmasters. My favorite topic is Toastmasters is my playground. Roxanne, you're next.
I'm Roxanne Spring, born in Biloxi, Mississippi, but I never lived there after my short time as a child. in Washington State, participate in 3 clubs. I love to talk about empowerment energy. And I turn it over now to William.
Hi everyone, my name is William. I was from Taiwan and I'm in Becky's team. The topic I like to talk about is how to save money. Thank you. Next one is maybe Peggy.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Peggy. I'm William Cabos, and we came from Taiwan. We are all newbie to join the Toastmaster, and very glad to see you all. Thank you. Back to Becky.
Oh. How about Kumar? Are you on, Kumar? I don't see Kumar on. How about Karen? Karen, play with us.
All right. My name is Karen Lazan, and I'm originally from Maryland. I was born in Baltimore, grew up on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. So I'm a major beach baby. And I love to talk about science, aliens, black holes, gravitational waves, you name it. Now on to who hasn't been called? Angela?
Oh, hello. My name is Angela Barrus. I'm from North Bend, Washington. I love to speak about empowerment. Let's hear from Linda Eastlick.
Sorry, slow to the thing. Linda Eastlick. I actually live in the house I was raised in and now it's Sammamish, used to be something else. And I have been in Toastmasters forever. My development, I would say, has been within the last 5 years or so. What do I love to speak about? I haven't honed that down, but it's something around the area of hope, because I've been in that place of hopelessness. And that seems to be where I'm headed. I would love to hear from Nadine if you haven't gone yet, Nadine.
I've already gone, but I can pass it on to Phyllis Nielsen.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Phyllis Nielsen. I live on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. I'm a member of 2 clubs, and Angela invited me. I like talking Toastmasters and electric cars.
Oh.
Okay, I think that Baxter, is Baxter on? Hey.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Baxter Kent. I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and been up here in the Northwest for 40 some odd years. And I love speaking about my children and my family. And I will pick Sai.
Hi there. Good morning, everybody. I'm Sai. At the moment, member of 2 different clubs and been in this state for the last 22 years. Before that, I was in Arkansas, and before that, I was in India. A little bit of South for somebody from Louisiana and Mississippi. Allowed to talk about, like William, saving money and making money. And the next will be, did Kumar already speak or no? I know we're looking for Kumar. Kumar, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here.
Great. You are
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to connect with you today. I'm currently playing the area director role for Area 66 and part of 2 different clubs with Toastmasters for 17 years. It's very short time. I love to speak about emergency preparedness and helping each other. Thank you. Next, it is Miline C.
How about Shauna?
Shauna.
My name is Shauna Broker. I live in Tacoma, and I love to speak about animals, and leadership. And I'm going to pass it to who hasn't gone yet. Bob, have you gone?
Bob's gone. Mark, Tammy, Mary, Melanie, or Jeff? Haven't gone.
Let's give it to Melanie.
Hi everyone, I'm Melanie and I'm coming to you from down under. And I actually don't like to talk, I like to listen, but if I have to talk, I'll talk to you about whatever you need to hear at that point in time. So I'm looking at something around Toastmasters and traveling around the world.
Nice, down under. Mark, how about you?
My home club is Snohomish City Toastmasters, and I'm coming to you from my Puyallup home. What do I like to talk about? Lots of different stuff. I'm now retired, but prior to that, obviously, I talked a lot about my Washington State Department of Transportation projects, such as the Muckleteel Ferry Terminal.
Nice. Tammy.
Hi, my name is Tammy Sutterfield. I've moved to Denver, Colorado in the last month. I lived in Washington for 8 years. I'm looking forward to seeing what the connections are here and how I can maintain those. We've had 12 inches of snow and snow is falling from the trees. So it's interfering with some of what I'm trying to do here. My mood. One thing I do get a little bored by is repeated self-improvement, self-improvement, self-improvement. And that helps me. That's what stories help to make that much more enjoyable. So I enjoy variety. I'm in Denver and I look forward to today's conference.
Thank you, Tammy. Mary, are you on? Mary Manning?
Yes. Hi there. Yeah, I'm Mary Manning from Skagit Valley Speakers, north of Seattle, and I like to talk about travel.
How about you, Jeff? We got 1 minute left. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey. I'm from Diamonds in the Rough Toastmasters Club in Bothell. Is the main motivator that got me to join Toastmasters was to help me improve at my interviewing skills. So I enjoy talking about myself and what I observe going on around me.
Thank you. And now it's 10 o'clock. We'll turn the time over to our host and Toastmaster of the Year as of last night, Angela Barrus.
Linda, I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you,
That's
Angela. We're here for the Impact Workshop from Angela Barrus. Let's start by asking a few questions. So show of hands, would you like to generate excitement, interest, and growth for your club members? Do you have a desire to deliver speeches that inspire, motivate, and even entertain beyond your club? Are you ready to elevate your speaking? Elevate your club? Elevate your impact? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are in the right place. As a behavioral therapist, life coach, and a professional speaker, our facilitator has equipped clients and audiences with tried and true techniques to empower their lives, speeches, and leadership. When she isn't working, she can be found hiking, gardening, or adventuring with her children. Helping us today to explore the world of igniting your impact. Please join me in welcoming speaker, success mindset coach, and a professed lover of all things chocolate, Toastmaster of the Year, Angela Barrus.
Thank you, Linda. And it's so nice to see you here, friends. It's it just warms my heart to be around so many amazing people. I'm so happy you're here. I have a question for you, and this is being posted in the chat. How do you or have you dared greatly? How do you dare greatly? How have you dared greatly? Look around, and it might be that within arm's reach, you have some sort of object, artifact, some sort of metaphor that can illustrate how you dare greatly or how you have dared greatly. If you need to leave the screen, just go for it, but make sure to come back. Find an object, an artifact, a metaphor that illustrates how you dare greatly or how you have dared greatly. Ready, set, go. Come on back, and when you have your object, hold it up to the camera, hold it up. And let's go to gallery view so we can see what are people holding up. Let's see, what are you up to? Hurry back if you can hear me. Don't forget, you're coming back. All right, so I guess I need to adjust on my end. Okay, all right, Baxter, in 30 seconds or less, please tell us, what does this represent? Tell us the story.
Creativity. This is wire wrapping wire. So it's creativity in my art.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Roxanne, 30 seconds or less.
Volunteer firefighter. I was most inspirational because I cried at the fire department.
That's awesome. Mary Manning, 30 seconds or less.
Okay, I learned to make this in Japan where I lived for 7 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Okay, hold up your objects. Let's see. What do you have? What are you showing us? Okay, Linda Eastlick.
Not sure how much you can see. This is a map of Alaska with the Alaska pipeline. This is from when I had never traveled before. It was my first outing on my own with no support around me. And I worked on the Alaska pipeline for a summer as a college student.
I think that's daring greatly. All right, hold up. Kumar.
This is the ham radio. Be prepared, ready to communicate, be involved for the greater good. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Hold up your object. How are you daring greatly? How have you dared greatly? Let's see. Come on. Did you just stay on your chair? Oh, excellent. Jeffrey.
What I found was my medal that I got from completing a half marathon that I ran back in 2016. It was definitely me stepping outside my comfort zone, and I went through a lot to train for running the half marathon.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And Jeffrey ran a 5K yesterday, and then he went to the awards ceremony. You had a full day yesterday too with everything you do to dare greatly. Thank you for sharing that. William, do you have an object and any sort of symbol to show us? What is that and what does it represent to you?
This jacket, I bought it from the Nintendo store for employee because it took me 3 years to get my first job in US, and thanks to the Toastmaster.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for
This
sharing
is a Mario. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who else would like to go? Let's hear from 2 other people. Let's hold up your object. Linda Vorthman, do you have an object that you're going to show, or do you want to just tell us about something that's in your head? Okay.
Well, last night I went to the Fancy Dancy Gala, and this is my little purse. It's really hard to show an object on virtual, but this is my little purse, and it matched my little dress. So it was, we had a ball last night, people. We saw each other in person. It was fun. Who's next?
And I just want to point out that the way that Tina and Linda managed delivery of the awards, it was so life-giving, so supportive, so just generative, and it created excitement and understanding of what the awards even mean. So thank you for how you handled that. And I know it's daring greatly to show up in person these days. Just to show up in person is daring greatly for some of us. So I want to acknowledge that for everyone who was there. Okay, let's hear from one other person.
I showed my jersey from the Music City Marathon. That was the most challenging that I'd had. I've been a runner forever and a day. And finally, one day I was determined before I turned 30 to run a marathon. And I didn't just run any, I ran one in Nashville, Tennessee. And as we were, it's actually Franklin outside of Nashville, as we were running along, we would pass down, oh, and up on your right, this is where Hank Williams Jr. house. Oh, and look, there somebody's pulling out of George Jones' property. So it was a lot of fun.
That you had added benefit. Thank you for sharing that. I want to hear from Kevin. Kevin is our Zoom master, and Kevin, he knows, he's like a comfort blanket for me. Like, I know I can totally trust Kevin, and with the Zoom mastering, you have to know you have your person. And thank you for your generosity in being here. We'd like to hear how you dare greatly. Maybe daring greatly is being my Zoom master.
Exactly. I could go with that, but let's go with this little cube. And I don't know whether it's readable, but it's a Father's Day present. Anyone who has kids and is at least trying to raise them knows that that's something to dare greatly. It's not the 30 seconds to make the kid, but everything that comes afterwards till you die, which is a great daring thing.
Thank you. And Rebecca, I saw you holding something up.
Yes, this was a gift. As many of you know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year, and I had to learn to receive things from people. And this was one of those that I received from a person. I don't know her very well, actually, but she drove out to my house to drop this as lavender drops and then a little diffuser thing. So thank you for reminding me to open this up and put some lavender drops on today.
And thank you for daring greatly and sharing your story like you did. It's been a beautiful experience hearing the impact that's had on people. Thank you for sharing that. All right, well, thank you for participating. If you do anything with me, we're going to add play. We just don't play enough. Would you agree? I know I don't play enough. When we add play, it helps deepen the messages. It helps deepen the truths that we are able to dive into. And it helps us get to know each other better. Isn't that so fun to just get to know who are these people? Who am I in this room with? All right. Would you like to generate excitement? Would you like to generate interest? Would you like to grow your club? Would you? Is that a strong desire for you? Are you feeling highly motivated to get your club where you want it to be? And for some of us, back to where you're used to having that club? It's my pleasure to introduce to you distinguished Toastmaster Becky Fisher, delivering a speech titled Grow Your Club with Speechcraft. Becky. Oh, unmute. There we go.
Sorry about that. It's muted. My home group was dragging. I don't know if it was COVID fatigue or Zoom fatigue, or maybe we're just tired of hearing each other speak. I don't know what it was, but we were struggling. We were struggling to fill our basic roles. People weren't stepping up to give speeches. And I was concerned because we've always been such a vibrant, healthy, wonderful club. We're all good friends. And I thought, I don't like this trend. I don't want it to continue. So I decided to do something about it. I jumped in and I thought, I researched a little bit, and then I remembered the Speechcraft program. And the reason I say I remembered it is because it's been around since the Legacy program, but it's a little different now. It's been revamped for Pathways. So I did a little more research and watched the videos and decided this is what I wanted to do for my club. I wanted to give this gift to my club. So I got started. I went to my vice president of education and I said, this is what I want to do. And he says, oh my gosh, this is huge. And I go, I know, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We've got to do something here. So we sent out invitations. We advertised on Starburst. We were on Meetup. We advertised there. But you know, the most powerful invitations were from personal invitations from Toastmasters. That's where we got our most attendance. We did have a few people for Meetup, but that was the most powerful. Invite your friends, invite your neighbors, think of your coworkers, think of someone that you think could benefit from the program. And that's what we did. There was also, I had to assemble a team. So I assembled a team of 3 of my trusted friends that were in my home group, and we put our heads together, and then I coordinated getting together 8 speakers because we decided to do the 8-week series in our club. You can do 4 weeks. They say you could do it in one day, but I would suggest 8 weeks for your maximum results. And I went to the Speakers Bureau and got a few more speakers. But I tried to involve my club members as much as possible to try to reinvigorate them as well. So we started our program on March 19th, and then we continued on for the 8 weeks, stopping on May the 7th. I cannot tell you how this invigorated our club. The club members were now taking roles. The pressure was off them to have to speak, so they were being my timer, my grammarian, and they were just really doing a great job. And my speech crafters spoke every single week on a different topic. And we had our education speaker, which made it even more interesting. So not only were we getting the advantage of new speakers, fresh blood, reminding our newer members what the new, how to do body language, what are gestures, what are, looking at your camera, all those things. But we were helping them, the new people, the speech crafters, become better speakers and setting them up for success. And I can tell you the energy in my club definitely shifted. We had a great 8 weeks. I feel like we not only had new energy and vibrancy, but we actually had 5 new friends join our club. And those 5 people, William, Peggy, Justine, Long, Hong Chow, they all jumped in with both feet and they did an amazing job. We got results from our Speechcraft program, and you can too. Thank you, Angela.
Wow. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. That was so powerful. You invigorated your club. The energy of your club shifted, more vibrancy. Yesterday, Verity said that a speech is a gift. And so if one speech is a gift, what is inspiring 5 people to start speaking? That's a gift on steroids to provide a speechcraft and instill and invigorate people who've been around, bring new people in. And now we have even more storytellers and even more people changing the world, having positive impact, daring greatly, and knowing how to have the skills so they can really be heard in a way that creates change. That's incredible, Becky. Thank you for sharing that. And now we get to hear from a recipient of that Speechcraft. Please help me welcome William Liu, and he's sharing a testimonial, My Speechcraft Experience. William.
Thank you, Angela. Hi, everyone. My name is William. I immigrated to the US from Taiwan in 2019 for my children's education. And unfortunately, the pandemic came. I stayed at home and only spoke Chinese with my family. My English was getting worse. I had a hard time passing the job interview. And one of our friends, Sudi, invited my wife, Peggy, and I to join the conservatively speaking Toastmaster. And we were lucky enough to join the wonderful Speechcraft program that was led by Becky. Peggy and I prepared, practiced our speech, and gave feedback to each other. We got a lot of knowledge, helpful feedback, and encouragement from many club members. I also started to practice my job interview with Peggy. I found a good pace to talk to people, pay attention to my body language and eye contact, etc. I finally got my first job in the US during the Speechcraft program. I would say joining Toastmaster is one of the best investments in my life. And it's just the beginning. I look forward to growing with Toastmaster. Thank you so much. Now back to Angela.
Oh, okay. I'm a therapist and I have tissue in my studio. And I thought maybe I should place my tissue right in front of me for this workshop. I'm like, I'm not going to need tissue. Oh my word. As speakers and as Toastmasters, you realize what we are, right? We are problem solvers. That's what we are. We solve problems. So here, William, you've come to the United States to provide a better life for your children. And then, okay, COVID happens. And what I heard you say is that your English started to deteriorate. You weren't successful with interviews. And then you come to Toastmasters. And what a huge blessing that Becky had the foresight to sponsor a Speechcraft. Now, Becky, was it convenient for you? Can you unmute and tell us, was there anything convenient for you about, like, was the timing just perfect for this to happen with things going on in your life? What's your comment on that?
No, not really. I'm taking care of my mother who's dying of breast cancer. She's on hospice. It's a really hard time for me, but I wanted to give back. I just wanted to give back to my club because I love my home club. And my husband's also very ill, so it's been just kind of a difficult time. But it was worth it. It was worth it. William was all worth it.
I have to admit, when you told me what you were up to, I thought, oh, Becky, you got so much going. I might have even said it out loud. But now we hear the story from one of those speech crafters, William, and think, William, can you find a picture of your family during this workshop, and just when you have it, could you show us a picture? Because it's not only William that you've impacted, Becky, and that your club, conservatively speaking, has impacted. You have changed the trajectory of these children. Do we not all need tissue right now? I mean, seriously. So thank you for having the foresight. And William, congratulations. We're so proud of you. We're so excited for you. And
Thanks
we
so
want to hear
much.
you speaking. So keep at it. Stay with Toastmasters, stick and stay. You'll get even more pay. So
sure.
Thank you, Becky and William. That was incredible. All right, let's open up, go to gallery view if you need to. I always have to remind myself that I can change it when I need to. But let's open this up for some group shares, and we go by the 5 Bs again. Be brief, baby, be brief. When we're brief, it's punchier, it's even more to the point. What is an observation you'd like to share from what you just heard from Becky and from William? just unmute and jump in. This is a good size. We can just do that. We don't have to call on somebody, just jump in. It'll work out. I'm pretty sure. I have lots of children, so I have experience with this. All right, who wants to jump in?
I can go.
Thank you, Vera.
Yeah, I have had a similar experience with interviews. I've been a person who was interviewing others for like 12, 13 years. And one fine day, it struck me that, hey, I need to find a job. I pretty much failed 4 or 5 interviews because I was with the attitude like, hey, I'm asking the question. So I can relate what Becky did for William, because you trying to do mock interviews, at least 5 or 6 would definitely help you to go to the next interview. If not, you're definitely going to fail. You need that person who's going to sit in front of you and give you feedback on your voice tone, your body language, and tell you, hey, William, that answer was good, but if you like change it a slight this way, you might create more impact and stuff. And I'm telling you, I've been doing interviews for 12 years. Once I went to the other side, completely blanked out. I know the answer, but what is with my attitude, right? So those folks who helped me out really, really helped me out. And I really appreciate Becky taking time with William to like sit with him, help him with the interview. One thing I've really got out of Toastmaster is you can talk something which absolutely does not make any sense, but there'll be people listening to you and giving you feedback. And that's an awesome thing about Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Vera. I love hearing your observations about Toastmasters and how beneficial it is. All right, so about Speechcraft, anything else? Kevin posted in chat, how do William's and Becky's stories relate to you? If you'd like to share that in chat, please go for it. And who would like to share anything, an observation with all of us? Who'd like to go next? Yes, Karen.
I think that it's probably the case that William's story is just the tip of the iceberg, that really there's so many people that we are affecting that we don't see, we don't know their stories. But I think that what we do in Toastmasters, so we are changing people's lives. And so that's my observation. And congratulations, William.
Thank you. All right. Does anyone have any questions at all about Speechcraft that you could ask Becky or William? Phyllis.
I was just going to say that I did a similar thing, Becky, with my club a number of years ago, but it wasn't Speechcraft. It invigorated our club. We did a 1-day workshop, public speaking workshop using the Better Speaker series. It was fabulous. Lots of people came, and as they're walking out the door, they're asking, when is the next one going to be? And that's probably the best event I've ever been involved in creating at a club level.
And did it bring you so much joy? I mean, we saw the joy exuding from Becky's face. Now, Phyllis is the district director of District 21. So you've served a lot of people. Now, one thing I want to point out is the pain. How many people in your town, how many people in this area, how many people in the world, because now we can have a worldwide audience, are in pain? How many people are underemployed? How many people have English as a second language challenges? How many people are yearning for an answer that we yearning for a response, a change, and here we have the answer. Like Karen said, we change lives. We've built it. It's here. It's been built for years, 50 years or more. Like, how many years, Becky? Toastmasters. It's been
sort of 65 or 70. It's up there.
It's all this building momentum, and we have this platform. And Speechcraft, in my opinion, is the best kept secret in District 2. When I hosted Linda Vorthman and I, and many of you were involved in the Speechcraft, I had to reach out to Europe for someone to mentor me. And I told her I don't know anyone here in my district who can help us. And she's like, well, how do you grow clubs? Well, and she says, how do you launch clubs? Well, she was the Speechcraft chair for Ireland and England. So this shows you the difference. Who would like to share? And one more share, anyone else? Yes, Rebecca.
I would like to share a story. We started a club at a client's place of business. It was a corporate club, but open. And there was one individual that I really wanted to partake in this because I knew it would mean so much to him. He has cerebral palsy and lived near, and he only worked 2 hours a day. And what I would observe is that, you know, this was far before COVID, but he sort of lost his voice and lost his passion. I'd see him even kind of falling asleep at his desk sometimes. So I harangue him, basically, not quite harass, into joining Toastmasters. He's still in Toastmasters, but shortly after, people around him, and this is on the manufacturing floor, noticed this huge change in David's energy. And they started all coming to an office where I would come in with my computer and say, what is going on with him? Like, what do you mean? He's just more engaged. He's laughing. He's smiling. He has changed. We haven't seen him like this in 15 years. And so just his energy, his passion, finding his voice. He's been in contests 3 times. I mean, just one club leadership, you name it. David's all in.
Love it. One of my favorite definitions of leadership is a person who helps others do something they would not have otherwise done. And you exerted leadership. Tell us, how does that feel, Rebecca? What are the emotions that go with that?
Well, one of these days, I'm going to give a speech called See David Speak. That is how much he has inspired me. And I know that he has inspired hundreds of other people who have seen him speak. And he was on a corporate stage in front of 350 people on Friday, which I was there to support. So it's fabulous.
So what emotions does this exude? Let's throw them into the chat. What emotions? Just start typing. What emotions are you witnessing with Becky, with Rebecca? What emotions do you feel when you help somebody like this? Just start typing. Don't make me look silly here. Just start typing. Just throw those emotions out. Exhilaration, compassion, sense of pride, encouragement, pride. These are powerful emotions. Pleasure, satisfaction. If you ever feel like, oh, I'm feeling a little depressed or I'm feeling really lonely, the answer to that is service. And we have a vehicle here. Joy, inspiration. Thank you for participating. And thank you so far for everyone who has participated. And I missed Sandy Marshall. Sandy, do you still have your object? Is Sandy still around? Because I didn't see her before. She was going to, someone let me know she had something she was holding up to the camera.
Sandy, I do.
You want to jump in?
Do you want to see it? I'll go get it real quick.
Yes, yes. And William, did you find a picture of your family you could share?
Please give me a moment.
Okay. Oh, wow. Tell us about this.
So this is my 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh.
I've been doing Taekwondo for 23 years. And I still remember the first day I walked in there absolutely terrified because I'm not an athlete and I didn't think I could do it. And I also remember the one thing that Master Lee said that day about Taekwondo. Don't tell me you can't. Tell me you'll try. And I tried, and here I am today. So thank you.
Wow. The power of a 30-second story. That was a powerful story. Don't tell me you can't. Tell me you'll try. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. All right. It's just getting better and better. We're gaining momentum. Now we're moving to the next question. Would you like to generate? No, I changed my page just a second. Do you have a desire to deliver speeches that inspire? Do you have a desire to deliver speeches that motivate, that even entertain beyond your club? Kumar delivered a speech at our club, Eastside Leaders, our advanced club, and it's beautiful. And I invited him, would you please consider joining the Speakers Bureau, because this speech needs to be heard by more people than in this little club, not little club. Well, you know what I mean? It needs to be heard by the many, not by the few, but by the many. That's how we serve. That's how we change lives. And Kumar said, yes. I love it when people say yes. Please help me welcome Kumar Kanadia Palayam, delivering his speech, Let's Keep the Fire Alive. Kumar.
Angela, honored members and dignitaries. Let's keep the flame alive. Last winter, Joe, who regularly attended a meetup group, suddenly stopped attending without notice. He never responded to emails or phone call. After a few weeks, Bob, the compassionate leader, decided to meet him in person. When he went to his home, Joe was sitting alone in front of a fireplace with the fire burning beautifully. Joe welcomed Bob and they had a small chat. After that, there was great calm and silence. Two men only watched the dancing flames around the log that crackled in the fireplace. This was going on. Moments later, the leader, Bob, grabbed a pair of thongs lying near the fireplace, looked closely at the logs that formed the fire. He picked the wood piece that was glowing most brightly and moved it to the side. Then he sat down. Joe was paying close attention to everything that Bob was doing. The flame on the wood piece was slowly fading away. After a memorable glow, the fire was out. In a short time, what was previously a bright light and heat had become nothing more than a black piece of dead wood. Before preparing to leave, the leader picked up the useless piece of wood using a thong and placed it again in the middle of the fire. Immediately, the piece of wood was rekindled, fueled by the light and the heat of the burning logs around it. When the leader was about to leave and had reached the door, Joe said, "Thank you for your visit. Thank you for the beautiful lesson that you taught me. I will return to the group." This simple story, each of us Toastmasters members can very well relate to. As Becky mentioned in her speech, each club is suffering. I don't know if it is because of this pandemic of mass Resignation? What's going on? We don't get enough members to participate. We don't have people to take up roles. And even regular attendees are not showing up. But it's not the case with all the clubs. There are clubs which is thriving, where it has increased the membership during this pandemic. There are a couple of lessons that I would like to share from this little story. As Phil Jackson used to say, strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. Each member that withdraws from the group or the club takes the fire away and the heat away from the rest. It's worth noting that group or the club members are part of the flame. It's also good to remind us that we are all responsible for keeping each other's flame burning, and we must promote union among us so that the fire is strong, effective, and lasting. Steve Jobs said, "Great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people." The second lesson: leaders care for each other's well-being. In the world we are in, it doesn't matter due to personal reasons, family reasons, health reasons, work reasons, society reason, or for no reason, people may stop participating. What matters is reaching out. We don't need to judge people. Just reach out, check on them, see how we can help. Jim Rohn used to say, a good objective of leadership is to help those who are doing poorly do well, to help those who are doing well do even better. As Toastmasters members, we are all leaders. Toastmasters Club is our extended family. Let's take time to know more about our family members and support them who are all in need. There is a reason why a member stopped coming to the meetings. Coming together is the beginning, staying together is the progress, and working together is the success. That's how Henry Ford defined a team. Make every meeting productive, quality, and very useful to whoever be the attendees. Even if you have 4 members, you can have in the attendance, you can have a very productive meeting. A couple of weeks back, I attended a club. There are only 4 members. The good thing is, the VPE started doing this round robin assignment and ensured that the key roles are filled in. Once we had that, the guest who attended the meeting was wowed by the spirit of the Toastmasters, the program that the Toastmasters delivers to make sure even with 4 members, you can have a very productive meeting. And at the end of this, the new guest became a member. Even if there may be times where you may not have the speakers, reach out to Speechcraft, reach out to the where we can find the speakers from, reach out to the other clubs. Always reach out to get speakers and make sure that you have a very lively meeting. I would end with this quote from Vince Lombardi: individual commitment to a group effort, that's what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, and a civilization work. Let's keep the flame alive. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Kumar. Let's keep the flame alive. Such a beautiful message. Thank you for that. And this brings us to how can we keep the flame alive? And one of the things that Kumar pointed out is bringing guest speakers into a club to add more excitement and interest and intrigue. And Becky did the same. She brought in guest speakers from the Speakers Bureau and from her, and who also supplemented the club speakers, and it added more interest and intrigue. So do you have a desire to deliver speeches that inspire, motivate, and even entertain beyond your club? There is a need right now. There are clubs, like we've heard of already, who need something. They need an infusion to light up that flame and to add more fuel to the fire. And that can be a guest speaker. The Speakers Bureau exists to provide you with exactly that. It's my pleasure to be the District 2 Speakers Bureau Chair, and I have been given some incredible assistance this year. My heroes, they are Laura Tritz. Does anyone know Laura? She's a graphic designer. I just knew that we needed a platform, we needed some training materials, and Laura is very, very generous. And I thought I was hiring her. I thought I was paying her to do this work. And I was getting a little nervous about the bill because it was, taking a long time, lots of hours on her part. And when I asked her how much I owed her, and I know I'm totally stepping out of protocol with Toastmasters, rules, but when you need something done, when you realize your district needs something to solidify a program that can be so powerful, then I don't know, we just do what we need to do. And she said, from the very beginning, I knew this was a gift. This is a gift to District 2. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. She goes, no, I understand what Toastmasters is about, and I'm gifting all of that time. Talk about a high quality person, talk about generosity. I was absolutely it blew my mind. So I have much to thank her for. We do the design of this. It's very inviting and very easy to follow. And Linda Vorthman is editor extraordinaire. And we put our brains together and really did our best to create something of value, of high quality, that will set speakers up for success. Kumar said, he mentioned help those doing well do even better. And I thought, what a great explanation of what the Speakers Bureau is. Those who are doing well do even better. So I'm going to share one of the trainings, the initial training. When someone shows that they are interested, we do a discovery call. I explain what it is and what it isn't. And if they feel that the Speakers Bureau is a good match, they have to show high motivation. I've been doing this now for almost a year, so I now have some bright lines around it. And so I'm now only working with people who show a strong desire, who make a commitment. And so these materials are only shared with those people who qualify through our conversation. And this walks you through. So the Speakers Bureau, as you can see, it's all defined here. It's a group of skilled speakers who are prepared to speak at Toastmaster open houses, demonstration meetings, speech crafts, and other guest speaking events. To qualify, you need to be in good standing with District 2, a member who has delivered at least 10 speeches. And do you have to be a distinguished Toastmaster? No. Do you have to do you have to have been in Toastmasters for years? No. I invited someone to be a Speakers Bureau speaker, and he said, I've only been here for like, I don't know, maybe 9 months. Are you sure? And I said, well, I'm looking for great speakers. It doesn't matter how long you're here for. So there are no parameters other than being in good standing and being ready to deliver a polished speech that will inspire and motivate and even entertain clubs and speechcraft programs. So here are some questions. What are your purposes? Our purposes in joining the Speakers Bureau can be many. One of them, I'll just feature one, is feedback. We heard yesterday, become friends with feedback and you'll become friends with success. When you deliver speeches outside your club, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. You get feedback that is possibly even more on point for you. We get used to people. And once we've given feedback to a person 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and we see they're not taking it seriously, they're not applying it, we stop telling them. And then people start hearing things like, I just have nothing to tell you. It's just great. When really, if they knew that we cared more, they would be giving us such amazing feedback if they saw that we applied it. So that's one of the wonderful things about cross training, getting feedback from people who can there's no history and they can just say it like it needs to be said. That's just one of the benefits. And of course, we want to be coachable when we're in the Speakers Bureau. That's actually something I'm watching for when we're talking and doing our discovery call. Is this person coachable? Do they have a desire to improve? And if so, that's another great thing, a way that shows you're a good match. So I'll just show you very quickly. People are invited to create their 5 to 7 minute speech. Sometimes people give me a list of 10 speeches. I have 10 speeches and here they all are. And I'm like, I just want one speech. You just give me one speech because I want a polished speech. I want a speech that they have workshopped, that they've talked to, they've delivered to their clubs, and they've asked for really honest, brutal feedback so that we know we're sending really high quality speeches out there into the district. It doesn't have to be perfect, just connective. And so we figure out one speech to begin with, and then we can expand and add more speeches once we've really figured out the system that we're doing to set us up for success. We create a speaker one sheet. Here's an example. Roxanne Spring is the newest member of our Speakers Bureau, and she has even gone above and beyond and created a 60-second video. People will submit an 80-second video, and I have to say, that's awesome. You're doing great. When your 60-second video is ready, send it to me. Yes, I have to be like that. We go through, we have training on how to create each aspect of our speech, including, I don't know, we couldn't help ourselves but use this photo. A great photo, and yes, we can upgrade as we go, but starting with a great photo, because people see that, they look at that, it means something. We talk about having a title that's a Scooby-Doo speech title, not just a regular speech title, but a Scooby-Doo. We want a Scooby-Doo response, like, really? What is that? So we actually bring in Scooby-Doo. We talk about how we teach about how to create your bio. We don't want first drafts. We get at this level, we have people who edit for us. We even pay people to edit for us because we're putting out there our best material. Here's another example from, I will call Nadine. She's a veteran Speakers Bureau member. She's one of the first speakers to join the Speakers Bureau. And she's been diligent in representing us really well and supporting clubs with their open houses and their special events. And then once we have our Speakers Bureau speech ready, we use this introduction where everybody knows that I'm an aspiring Speakers Bureau member. I would like feedback to help me not create just a better speech, but a speech that this club feels proud about me taking out on the road, because I'm going to be naming this club. So the club has a signature on that speech. So we asked them, please tell me how I can improve this speech. Please tell me, do you think this would intrigue guests who are considering joining Toastmasters? It doesn't have to be why Toastmasters is great. Show people by delivering a high quality speech how Toastmasters helps people. And now this is not a training about Speakers Bureau, just to whet your appetite a little bit, to show you that we have your back. We have a foundation now to provide you for success. So we're going to gather and have a conversation. It's a Speakers Bureau forum. It is this Thursday night, 6 to 7. You should see the run of show for this workshop. The run of show for this workshop has 4 columns. It has lots of different notes and things for Kevin to post, and there's some color coding going on. There is not a run of show for this forum. This forum is it's like gathering you in my living room. Tell me who you are and why you're here. And if you want to learn more about Speechcraft, if you want to learn more about booking speakers through the Speakers Bureau, if you're interested in becoming a speaker and applying to be a speaker in the Speakers Bureau, we're just going to gather, figure out what the interests are in the group, and we'll go for it. We'll have more of a conversation and just enjoy each other's company in that more less formal setting. So is Speakers Bureau worth it? Absolutely. Is it some work? Absolutely. Can you trust the speaker that I match you with after learning about the purposes of your event? Yes, we have speakers who can match what it is you're looking for. Very proud of our speakers and the great effort that they've gone to so far. And some of them have submitted 3 videos, and it's still not going to be approved by the district. And bless their hearts, they tell me, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Little mistakes like this, holding the camera like this rather than like this, it's not going to fly. So are our speakers in the Speakers Bureau building their skills? Absolutely. Are they changed because of applying for the Speakers Bureau? Absolutely. Are they changing more people's lives? Absolutely. So now it is time to hear from 2 of our Speakers Bureau members. We'll start with Roxanne Spring, delivering a speech, Foundation. Please help me welcome Roxanne.
C.S. Lewis has said, if you build castles in the air, your work may not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundation under them. Years ago, I got enamored with TED Talks. I thought, which one of my children will be the first one to do a TED Talk? There was some more pondering and a little passage of time, and it dawned on me, why not me? Speakers Bureau is providing me the foundation through step-by-step success formula that Angela just introduced you to. Beginning with putting together the photo, the bio, the speech, the introduction. Walking through that process helped me to believe that I had the caliber that could stand on a TED stage someday. This equips clubs too, because they have what they need to market the speaker, the speech, and highlight what's coming up and what to expect. I say, consider your dreams. Would the structure of Speakers Bureau would help you achieve your speaker goals? Does your club need the speaking ability of someone to infuse the excitement, like Becky mentioned, having some new energy, some new face. Whether you have dreams for yourself or your club or both, I encourage you, follow your dreams, make your foundation with the Speakers Bureau. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Roxanne. I love that. I can stand on the TED Talk stage, talk about an empowered woman. She's equipped. She knows how to create a pitch now. She just takes that formula she created to provide clubs with, to invite people to come for their special event. She now knows how to create pitches to submit them. This is so exciting. Now, our next speaker, please help me welcome Nadine Loken, delivering her speech, The Other Side of Fear. Nadine.
Have you ever wished that you could hide from your fears? Like an ostrich that buries its head in the sand, hoping if you stay down there long enough, your fears will be gone when you emerge. At Toastmasters, I learned to draw a line in the sand and push my fears to the other side of that line. It was Veterans Day 2021. We had 30 guests in my corporate Toastmasters club, and I was ready. I had my husband's Vietnam War photos in a slideshow, patriotic music, started the show. 2 minutes later, black screen. I panicked. What could I do? I plugged in restored my battery. When I came back on, a veteran Toastmaster who was also an Army veteran had taken over the meeting. This is the comfort of Toastmasters. Now, it's one thing to be comfortable at your corporate meeting or at your weekly meetings and talk to familiar friends and family. It's quite another to speak in front of new groups, whether interviewing, as was said earlier, or you want to invigorate. Speakers Bureau and Eastside Leaders Toastmasters helped me invigorate my speaking and Toastmasters experience. It helped me become more creative, get feedback, which is not judgment, but awareness, get feedback from new groups, from startup groups. It helped me hone my skills to take something that I was great at and be even better. I encourage you to consider Speakers Bureau to take your Toastmasters experience to the next level. You don't have to be bored. You don't have to be afraid. Step to the other side of that line. Back to you, Angela.
Okay, whoops. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself, but I was clicking on Roxanne's screen. It wasn't working for me. I'm just getting so excited about this. Did you hear the confidence exuding, just pouring out of these people so far today? I love this, Nadine. I was great. It's something I was great at and helping me be even better. I love that. So I'm great at this, and now I'm getting even better. Love that confidence. Now get prepared. Just prepare your mind for something that's coming. We're going to have 3 breakout rooms. I call them activity rooms. And you'll have a choice. Who would you like to hang out with? Focusing on speechcraft, Q&A. Linda Borthman will facilitate that room. Speakers Q&A with Speechcraft, or sorry, with Speakers Bureau speakers. Hang out with some of our Speakers Bureau speakers. Marty will facilitate that room. And then Speakers Bureau, more specifics about, specific questions. I'll facilitate that room. Now, before we get to those activity rooms, Marty and I we're going to have a little chat. Marty reached out to me as we call you an event organizer, because you could be a president, you could be an event chair, you could be a VPE. So in all of our literature, you are an event organizer. And as an event organizer, Marty reached out and said, hey, I'd like to book a speaker for a special event. And Marty, can you just share with us what your experience went like? Very few people know about how it goes. Could you just paint a picture for everybody?
That's exactly correct, Angela. Very few people know, and I got to learn firsthand. I have to admit, prior to doing it, I was somewhat trepidatious because you're entering into a process that's unfamiliar and there are really high stakes involved. At least there were for our Trash Talkers Club, because we needed someone awesome who wasn't a member of the club to come and offer a fresh perspective and a talented talk. So I filled out an email and I sent it in saying, here are the details regarding my event, the date, our goal as far as the theme was concerned, and what we were thinking for speaker content. Though we had really no idea what someone should talk about, we were pretty open and flexible, but I was still hesitant because I didn't know what to expect. And almost immediately, I got a reply back. And not only did I get a reply back from Angela, the speaker then followed up and immediately started strategizing and discussing and asking about the intention for the meeting and letting me know a little bit about themselves and what they were thinking. And then there was an opportunity for all parties involved to process, which I think is the key to the Speakers Bureau, because it really permits a club to have a customized experience. And frankly, where can you get something bespoke without spending a bunch of money? There was no price tag associated with this experience. The only price is our willingness to see what our district can do for our clubs when we indicate we have a need. That's my long answer to your short question, Angela.
Marty, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry, but the bill is in the mail. I forgot to tell you, like, I've been swamped. I've been totally swamped. Marty, you also did your part. I asked something of you. I asked you to tell me foundational questions. So, you know, the basics: who, what, where, when, why. What do you want to be celebrating when this is over? And then I told you, while I'm searching for a good match for you, please give me more information. This is where I think some of our event organizers go like, what? She wants more of me? Are you kidding? But can you imagine not equipping a guest speaker with this kind of information? What are the club's strengths, concerns? What are the average ages? How old is the club? How many people do you expect to attend? Are there going to be any dignitaries? Do you see how our speakers they'd appreciate knowing this kind of information? Please share anything unique about your club, your organization's culture. Are there any special needs? Are there any members in the audience with special needs? Handout, how would you like that to be set up? Meeting set up, what time can they arrive to do their virtual image check-in? Are there any special permissions? And then I asked you, Marty, and would you please agree to filling out a Speakers Bureau evaluation form that Donna Smith created for us? And did that feel like I was asking too much, or how did you handle that?
It didn't feel like too much, but it was kind of surprising because they're questions and considerations that we don't necessarily make when we're inviting someone to speak for a meeting, for example. When we're assigning roles for a meeting, we don't think about how someone's going to look or what they need to do to prepare, because the onus is on the speaker typically to do that. But as a club, to make this experience successful for both parties, it's essential that you do factor that in. And frankly, I think that there are elements that we should all factor in regularly, whether we're doing a Speakers Bureau partnership or whether we're presenting at our local club a speech that's a part of a pathway working towards a credential. It's really essential that those questions be answered, and I'm glad that you asked them, and I'm glad that I could steal freely and ask others those questions in doing speeches in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. All of these questions are based on professional speaking protocols. A professional speaker would never enter a situation without knowing those questions. And I love that you pointed out that your speaker gave you concierge service, that they had a conversation and matched that. for your experience. Thank you so much for trusting. Thank you for so much for allowing. And thank you, Rebecca, for showing up and sharing your magic with Marty's Club. This is all about giving, and this is all about changing lives. All right, and now it's time for you to make a choice. Who would you like to hang out with? Linda Vorthman, focusing on speechcraft, Linda Vorthman and Becky. Marty, hanging out with Roxanne, Nadine, Bob, and Rebecca, if you'd like to go in there. Rebecca, you choose, because you have experience with all of this. Anyone here who's a Speakers Bureau member who I didn't realize was coming ahead of time, just choose where you feel you could be of best service. And then the third room, Speakers Bureau, more specifics. If you're an event organizer, if you're a potential speaking candidate, just hang out in whichever room you'd like to. That will be a 10-minute experience. You don't have to do anything to exit the room. You'll have a 15-second warning, a 60-second warning, and then you'll come back. You'll be teleported back magically. So don't touch anything. You'll regret it if you do. Okay. See you soon. I'm looking.
If you're looking for how to get into the respective rooms, you find at the very bottom in the bar the button breakout rooms. That way you can get to the respective.
All right, welcome back. We'd love to hear something that you learned about, something you talked about in your room. Who would like to share something you feel that the group could benefit from hearing? And if we keep it to 30 to 60 seconds, then we can hear from a few more people. That would be fantastic. If you would like to do your virtual hand, that makes it easier. And Mary, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, well, I was in the speechcraft room and I learned there's a cost to the club for putting on a speechcraft, which I didn't realize, and I appreciated the transparency. And also that you need to build a team, which is another scary thing because the club is kind of foundering. So where do you find the team members? But it gave me food for thought, and I think it's a wonderful program. So thank you.
Yes. Becky, can you please clarify about that comment? It costs the club money.
Well, TI charges $50 per 5 participants for the online program. So that allows them to go to the online Speechcraft website, which is a separate website from Pathways, and you go to this special site, and then that way you look at the lessons, you take an online portion, you do the same pre and post surveys, like you do with Pathways, and that way it gives you credit towards your Pathways path. So it ties into the Pathways site. So that's per 5 participants, it's $50.
So
and your club can reimburse the coordinator. You could fundraise. You can do all kinds of things with Speechcraft. It tells you all that in the hour-long video.
Thank you. And then also we get together with.
Your sound went out, Angela.
We lost you, Angela.
Your sound went out. Try it again. Nope, nope, just went out.
Something unplugged, or did you hit a mute
Yeah.
button on your microphone? I heard a tap right
Could
before
be
it
the
went off.
battery. Angela, you could just unplug that whole thing and go with, use the mic that's part of your laptop, maybe. Just kind of ditch the external device. Can you go the microphones that are available to you and the select a microphone in Zoom? Can you choose another one and see if that might work?
It's the up arrow next to mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, yes,
You can?
yes.
Okay, and I can't hear you. Are you, can
Now,
someone say
now
something?
go at Angela. Oh, you can't hear. Shoot. Okay.
Just
Look
a
in the
second.
chat. Let's chat her. She needs to go to the speaker and change that setting as well.
On Zoom, you mean?
Yeah, Angela. Select a different output. Different speaker.
In the meantime, I'll jump in with the comment
Okay.
real quick.
Sorry about that. Linda, you
Oh.
have your hand up?
Yes, I was just jumping in. You must have heard that.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, having been in Toastmasters for years, I've had different experiences with the Speaker Bureau. So I was asking about the process that you've instituted this past year and how that has worked for the speakers and for the club. The feedback is awesome and very positive. But the other piece was the awareness that in requesting a speaker from the Speakers Bureau, it's not only someone that would give a speech, it could be someone who has a workshop that they're willing to come and present, whether that's to your club or to an outside organization, and that there is a possibility of, as a part of the Speakers Bureau, to be referred outside the organization. It just depends on what requests come in, I'm sure, but it's a much broader experience.
Yes, and it's we are able to provide opportunity as people rise to that occasion, right? So as we serve clubs in a more concierge way, we're also serving the speaker in a concierge way. We match the speaker with what they're ready for, with what they're showing coachability toward, right? And sometimes people think they're coachable, but they're not, right? I've been uncoachable in my life. I know what that feels like. And so as we attract people into the Speakers Bureau who are coachable, who are yearning for something better, I mean, we have people in our Speakers Bureau. We love mentoring each other. We are there for each other. So the first year has been creating it. And now this next year is now we're developing culture. We're developing camaraderie. And now we can magnify the opportunities and the potential so much more. We built it and people have come, and now we're getting on the ship together. Yeah. All right. Is there one other takeaway, 60 seconds or less, that anyone would like to share? Okay. Well, like I said, if you want to generate club excitement, growth, create positive impact and spark and elevate your speaking club and beyond, make sure, if you would like to carry on a conversation Thursday night, a Speakers Bureau forum where we can gather, we'll call it a fireside. That feels even better. Let's just gather around my fire, the fire pit in the backyard, virtually. And let's just have a conversation. Bring your questions, bring your concerns, bring your ideas, bring your talent, bring your interest, bring your coachability, and let's just talk. Whether you're an event organizer, whether you're you're considering the potential of, maybe I'm interested. I don't know. Just gather. And that's posted in the chat. And I will now turn the time over to my beloved friend, Linda Worthman.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Year, Angela Barrus. I can't say it enough. It was such an honor to see everyone in person last night for the gala dinner. I would have liked to see more people there, but I understand with our current circumstances. We started this session with a beautiful share from everyone, all the introductions. Very heartfelt speech from Becky talking about Speakers Bureau. William shared about his success in coming to a new country. Kumar and reinvigorating all of our speaking excellence and those who are doing well. Let's do better and keep the flame alive. It isn't the flame, just our whole conference theme this year. We had beautiful testimonials about the Speakers Bureau, everyone. It was so heartfelt, and I needed tissues too. Who learned something here today? Raise your hand. Who has takeaways? Was this fun? Would you want to do this again? Angela has such a beautiful countenance and a beautiful way of presenting. We are so blessed in District 2 to have Angela and really all of the speakers here. I thank all of the people in the Speakers Bureau because it just gives all of our clubs more confidence. We can call on somebody. I've used the Speakers Bureau twice now for my club and my open houses, because remember, we all have that incentive, especially we're on the 22nd now of May, so we've still got time to have an open house. And I always say any meeting can be an open house. You don't even have to serve food. So call the Speakers Bureau, get in an open house. And thank you again to Angela and all of our speakers today. We're a great big family, a great big team, and bless you all. Angela, do you have a closing word?
Yes, thank you. I am so grateful to each person who said yes to being a participant here. Can you I just feel your love and your light, and I know you practiced and you brought your best to this room today. I knew you would. Thank you for your heart, and thank you for the hours it's taken, all of the service you've given so that you can share your message and exude that confidence and that skill set that you've been working toward. And thank you for all of you for participating. It's not a passive experience when you hang out with me. I expect something from you, and thank you for participating and making this even more fun. It was so fun hanging out with you. Have fun at the contest, the competition. It'll be awesome. And I'll see you later, hopefully maybe on Thursday night. Just come hang out, get a nice cup of hot chocolate, some herbal tea, coffee, whatever it is. Let's comfortable blanket. You could be on your pajamas if you want. Let's just chat. I'll see you later.
Pajamas at